Well, hello guys again. How are you doing? My name is Umirtasova. I'm a teacher of English at the College of International Service and Management. And let us start our online lesson due to the distance learning. And today's topic of our lesson is discoveries and inventions. Okay, first of all, let us look through the lesson plan, which consists of interesting facts about inventions in human history. Second, grammar concerning the passive voice and different tenses. The last part of our lesson plan is homework. Okay, first of all, I want to tell you guys some facts concerning the inventions in human history. And these facts are listed in the whole text, which is called Did You Know? Okay, did you know, guys, that text messaging was invented by the Finnish company Nokia? They wanted to help Finnish teenagers who were very shy. They found it easier to text their friends than to phone them. The second fact is the first bikini was designed by two Frenchmen. It was named after Bikini Atoll, the island where the atomic bomb was first tested. The Frenchmen thought that the bikini would have a similar effect on men as a bomb exploding. The third fact is light bulbs are used specially to last only a certain number of hours. It would be possible to make light bulbs that lasted forever, but then the manufacturers wouldn't make so much money. Then, the first Harry Potter book was written in a cafe in Edinburgh. J.K. Rowling was unemployed and she didn't have enough money for her reading, so she wrote it in a cafe where it was warmer. Although penicillin was discovered by Alexander Fleming, he didn't know how to make it into a medicine. It was first made into a medicine 10 years later by an Australian scientist, Howard Florey. Then the next fact is spiders were used as a cure for toothache in the 17th century. They were first made into a paste, then put it on the bad tooth. The very last fact is Sherlock Holmes, the great detective, was created by writer Arthur Conan Doyle. Holmes was based on a real person, Doyle's teacher at medical school, who was very famous for saying to his students, "What can you tell me?" by just observing the patient. Okay, so here, guys, I missed some words, defining the verbs that you have to fill in the text. Okay, concerning the grammar, which is passive voice. Okay, first of all, let us define the passive voice itself. And answering the question, what do you need the passive voice for? Okay, use of passive voice. Passive voice is used when the focus is on the action. It's not important or not known, however, who or what is performing the action. For example, my bike was stolen. In the example above, the focus is on the fact that my bike was stolen. I don't know, however, who did it. Sometimes this statement in the passive is more polite than an active one, as the following example shows. For example, a mistake was made. In this case, I focus on the fact that a mistake was made, but I do not blame anyone for this mistake. For example, you've made a mistake. Okay, concerning the passive voice form. We use passive voice forms when A. We don't know who did it. For example, the window was broken an hour ago. B. We are interested in what happens, not who it's done by. For example, his watch was stolen in the street. The very last one is the situation is rather formal. For example, smoking is not allowed. Okay, concerning the form of the passive voice sentences, first of all, you put the subject on the very starting of this sentence. Then you put definite form of to be, then past participle, which is third column of irregular verbs. For example, a letter was written. And guys, remember, when rewriting active sentences into passive voice, note the following statements. The object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. Then, the definite form of the verb is changed, constructing to be plus past participle. The last one is the subject of active sentence becomes the object of the passive sentence, or it's dropped. Okay, examples of passive voice sentences in different tenses. In the very first column, you can see present simple, which is divided into active and passive. Active one is Rita writes a letter. In passive voice, the sentence would be changed into a letter is written by Rita. In the past simple, active sentence is Rita wrote a letter. In the passive voice, it would become a letter was written by Rita. For example, in the present perfect, active voice sentence would be Rita has written a letter, and in the passive voice, it would be a letter has been written by Rita. In the future one, in the future sentence, active sentence would be Rita will write a letter, and in passive, it would be a letter will be written by Rita. Okay, so how do we construct passive sentences with both objects? Rewriting an active sentence with both two objects in passive voice means that one of the two objects becomes the subject, the other one remains an object. Which object to transform into a subject depends on what you want to put the focus on. For example, active, Rita wrote a letter to me. In the passive voice sentence, it would be a letter was written to me by Rita. So here we have two different objects, which is me and Rita. Okay, guys, that's all for today, and I want to give you some home tasks, grammar tasks, for your completion of the grammar rules. Okay, first of all, you have to write sentences in the passive voice, which is the first task is to complete it with the present or past passive. And the second task, you have to rewrite the sentences from active voice into passive voice. Then the second task, the second part of your home task would be to create your own exactly 10 sentences, writing and telling about your crazy facts about inventions you know. Okay, and thank you for today. Thank you for your attention. See you guys next time.